Hello everyone, this is Ronnie with a bit of a tip of the day for you out there. So, for raw foodists, things can be a bit maybe complicated when it comes to social occasions, when it comes to having dinner with people, when it comes to sharing food with people, because it's very unlikely that they're going to have food that you're going to want, and that's even when they know sort of what you eat. Even years into them knowing that you do this, there's a good chance they're not going to have what you would like, and there's a good chance they don't want to give you what you would like if you explain to them what you would prefer. So if you were to say, just get me a bowl of grapes, or just slice up some apples, or something simple like that, or just give me a glass of orange juice, people kind of want to give you more. And it's similar to when I was younger. The reason that I'm kind of used to this is that I never drank alcohol regularly, and I've tried alcohol a few times. I don't like the taste of it. I don't particularly like the hangover. I don't. I think it's quite enjoyable to be drunk and all that kind of stuff. It's just not, to me, it's not taking me where I want to go in life. So I'm not going to invest a lot of time in it, and it damages you. It's bad for your health. I think it creates a bit of a false reality of who you are socially, and I didn't ever want to have to use alcohol to be sociable. Now, I think it would have helped me. In some ways, I look back and I think, well, it probably would have been good in some scenarios, but that's the choice I made. I chose to go the healthier path, and a lot of people don't choose that path. But what I would have when I was younger, I would go out with people sometimes that were drinking, and they would want to buy you a drink, and I would say, well, I'd like a Coca Cola or something like that at the time, and they would act like, oh no, I don't want to buy you that, as if that was nothing. Whereas to me, like, that was the best thing. That was the thing I wanted to have. I didn't want to have beer, because beer doesn't. To me, it's just bitter, and wine is just kind of bitter. Is it all bitter, right? Alcohol is kind of a bitter flavour, and when you get used to alcohol, it's not, but it is to me. So still. So I was used to that experience of going out and being the odd one out a little bit. But I used to obviously go to restaurants um, with friends. But even then, when people are drinking, a lot of the time they don't eat. So they actually don't want to eat, and maybe they have food, like fast food, later. And for many years of my life, I was I was a restaurant foodie person, and I even went to restaurants on my own. I just wanted to experience the food. And I got really into Gordon Ramsay and Marco Pierre White and different chefs. And there was a time in my life where I was really getting into the chef thing, and wondering if maybe I should be a chef or something. I was really getting into the food at one point, and starting to cook all my own food, and making my own pizza from scratch, and making my own pasta and pasta sauce from scratch, and doing things like that. And it's kind of funny thinking about that, because that was actually a lesson to me, because I made like a pizza from scratch. I got, I don't know, the best ingredients or really good ingredients or whatever, and and maybe followed the instructions, whatever it was, and then ate it, and it was good and it was satisfying. But I just thought to myself, I remember the thought was, it just tastes like pizza. It wasn't anything special or amazing, and there was nothing kind of exciting about it, or something like it was like, it wasn't like incredible. And I went to this really expensive restaurant one time and got the steak, and it was the most expensive thing on the menu, and it was one of the best restaurants in Glasgow, and the service was really great. There's two guys serving you. It's all very professional and nice, and they bring you this the food and everything, and it's nicely presented. And I ate it. I just went, it just tastes like a steak. Like there was nothing special or different about it. It was, even though it was the best restaurant, the best place, I'm just like, it just tastes like food. Like, it's just the same thing. And the effect it has on you isn't particularly great, and you don't really feel, with cooked food, you tend to not feel all that satisfied after. You're looking for something else to eat, something sweet. So I just thought, well, that's it. You know, we all get sold these dreams and myths about things like, oh, this is the really good food. This is the making it yourself is so much better and everything. It's just like, oh, this just tastes like pizza. It just tastes like a steak. And why have I gone into all that in a story, in a video about going out socially? I guess just to prove to you that I was into all this stuff. I'm not like an anorexic or anything. Like, I was really into food. And because all the people I knew were drinkers, and I wasn't a drinker, food was the thing to me. And if I went to a restaurant with people, I would hate it when they would spend ages and ages looking over the menu, because I'm thinking, we need to like get this food. Why are we why are we sitting here looking at the menu? I hated that. And so I was, you know, going out with people, eating and all that for years and being into that. But I started to make changes to my diet, and when you're a vegetarian, I don't think it makes that much of a difference, but people kind of notice it. When you're a vegan, it does make a bit more of a difference, but I think vegans always, to me it confuses me when vegans say, oh, I'm going to Norwich, what can I eat and where can I go to have a vegan food in Norwich? I'm like, you can go anywhere. You can go any restaurant and get a vegan option. You might not get the tofu steak or something that you want, but you can get a vegan option. And you can go into any supermarket and get a vegan option. So I'm surprised that people do that. These are the kind of people that say veganism is hard. It's really not. So then as a raw vegan, it's actually fairly easy to order food as a raw vegan. You just get a salad, you can get juice, orange juice or something. You might even be able to order fruit. If you phone ahead, often, I don't do this a lot, but if you did phone ahead, they often can make you something that's in line with raw vegan diet, if you like. And then you can go to raw vegan restaurants and eat some kind of raw vegan junk food, which is actually usually goes down better than cooked food, you know, even if it's kind of high fat food. So as a one-off, it's not too bad. But yeah, so here's some tips and tactics, I guess, basically for eating out and socializing, maybe dating as well. The first thing to accept is it can always be a bit of an issue. It is an issue. It is a problem. People want to give you their food. They want to share the exact same food with you. And if they're expecting that, then they're going to be disappointed. So you've got to manage people's expectations, which is an important thing in anything in life. And in advance, I would suggest that you would say to the person, if this is a business meeting, if it's a date, if it's a social occasion, it's your friends, they probably know you already, but with people you don't know, I would suggest that you go down the route of saying, right now, I am experimenting with a healthy diet, and therefore I will only be eating salad, a big salad probably, and is that okay? Or are you okay with that? Is that a problem at all? And obviously, usually people aren't going to have a problem. But just to say that in advance, not to say to them, hey, I'm a raw vegan, so I'm going to be doing this. Maybe that for some people is a little bit too much, right? Maybe a bit too much. They might not really be wanting to know that. But if you say to them, listen, I'm making some changes to my health. I'm experimenting with a healthy diet. I'm probably just going to have a salad. I hope you're okay with that. You know, it's quite a good approach. Firstly, you're not saying to them, I'm the expert of nutrition and I'm going to judge you for what you eat. You're just saying you're experimenting. You're kind of allowing them, you're letting them know you're not here to not judge them, to not be the expert, but you're just trying something out. And I even used that line, 7 or 8 years into doing a raw food diet. If some people say, "Oh, how come you got so much fruit?" Well, I'm experimenting with a fruit diet, with a fruit based diet or whatever, and it tends to open up a conversation rather than close it down. As soon as you say, "Oh, I'm a fruitarian," they'll be like, "What the?" Like they don't. I think people will close down like, "Oh, I don't want to hear this. What the heck's this guy gonna tell me?" Right? So but if you say, "Yeah, I'm experimenting with doing a lot of smoothies recently. I've heard it's good for my health, so I'm trying it out." Something like that is something that a person understands, right? It's something that they go, "Oh yeah, I've heard smoothies are quite good," or juice. "Yeah, I've heard juice is a good thing," or whatever. It's a softer approach, I think. It's a better approach. Um, and I think that's an easy way of doing it for almost everything. For almost everything. And it's probably a good idea in advance to mention these things if you can. For some of you, you could maybe go a little bit further than that, and you might be able to say honestly, like, "Well, I had some challenges with my health recently, and I've been recommended I've been given a recommendation to try to try a different diet right now, and that's so I'm going to be so unfortunately I can't eat exactly what you eat. I'll probably just have a salad and maybe some fruit. So that's what I've been told I have to do." So you could take that approach where you take it off of it's you doing it or choosing it, and it's actually you're making out like you've taken advice from a doctor or an expert or a nutritionist, which you might have. I mean, you could quite easily say, "Right now I'm following the dietary guidelines set out by whatever," because they all say that you should eat more fruits and vegetables. So you can quite easily say, "Listen, I've been having some health challenges recently, trying to make some changes, and so I've been researching and I've been recommended that I should be eating more fruits and vegetables and stuff. So I'll just be having a salad tonight." So you could do something like that, and that's quite legitimate. You're not lying to anyone there. So I think those are two good approaches. In terms of getting to know a person better, then they're going to find out like, "Wait, you're just eating you're just eating fruit all the time. What's happening here?" So then you would maybe, then as you get to know a person or whatever, then you can probably get more into detail about it. And then they say, "How long have you been experimenting with this?" And you say, "Oh yeah, quite a while." But it will affect things, definitely. It can make people concerned up front. If it was dating, I think it could affect that. If it was a business relationship, I think it could affect that. Because people build rapport over food, and there's a trust that goes into that. And at one time, I was a salesman, and I would go into people's homes, and I was representing the company I was working for, presenting their product. And often people would come in with food, or they'd offer tea or coffee, and I would say no. And I think that affected things. I think it did affect things. So you might want to find a better approach, because I was just saying, "No, but I'll have a glass of water." "No, but have you got any fruit?" I would say things like that, but it doesn't really work. So I think it's better to have something where you're explaining to them, maybe even in advance, "This is what I'm doing," because the people that worked in the company I was in, they recommended trying to have a meal with the people. These guys would have like dinner with people in their homes. They would take them out to McDonald's, and they just crazy things like that. So there was all sorts of things going on. But they were bonding over food and building trust with people. And when I said no to people's food, then it cooled things a little bit, which is a problem. So I would suggest that approach. It's an experiment. You're doing something in an experiment, or you're doing something on or nutrition or medical advice or dietary advice, and take it away from you being the expert. You're the know-it-all. It's so important to you. Just make it like it's not a big issue, and then and maybe tomorrow you'll eat the same thing as that, and that'll allow you at least some time to actually gain a person's trust or build a relationship with them or whatever, so that you can then talk to them more about it when they're not so likely to flip out, I guess. So I don't know if that's the best advice. You can try these things out. Maybe you just want to be open with people completely open with people, but people don't really understand what you mean by saying you do a raw food diet. It just turns into a whole conversation about that and about you, and that's not really what conversation should be about all the time. So thank you for watching. Yeah, I'll do another specific one, but thank you for watching. If you want to learn more about this stuff, you can come to the Fruit Festival. If you want to have a conversation about the Fruit Festival with me, you can go to fruitfest.co.uk and book a time to talk to me, and we'll see if there's a place for you. So thank you very much.